This morning, Vegetable Police was talking about how the people that talk about vegan deterioration symptoms, they kind of like mislead people, and it's usually some more to it. And I asked him about the sunken eyes because I feel like he's too close. He believes too much in this that he can't see it. You know what I mean? And he's just going on and on telling me it's just basically, skinny people. That it's everybody has sunken eyes. It's just skinny people. Not everybody, but, like randomly people have sunken eyes. And he told me to Google it. And so it's just so baffling to me that people can't see this phenomenon. Like, I get that normal people in the mainstream realm don't know what we're talking about when we say that, because you think of like sunken underneath the eye, like when somebody's dehydrated, that sort of thing, dark circles. But with vegans, it's a certain look that you would have to see what we're talking about to really comprehend it. And yeah, this phenomenon is almost exclusively in the vegan world. So elsewhere, when we see it, it's usually due to some form of malnourishment, like here on the left with this little boy, and or elderly people, anorexia, cancer, things where something serious is going on. And so I guess to better explain it, it's around the whole eyeball. So you have your brow bone, you have the bone around your eye, you have the eyeball that sits in it, and then you have tissue that surrounds that. You have fat and tissue. And so when it's sunken on the top, like in the lid, like this elderly woman right here, that's what we are talking about. And so this is not something you typically see in young people. So when you do see it, there's usually something going on, as I was saying. It's not when... This one in the middle, that's funny. That's from Vegan Deterioration's channel. And that's a vegan doctor. But yeah, once you do see it and once you know what you're looking at, you can spot it everywhere. You can see it everywhere. Even when people look, they can look healthy and still have it. This is an elderly woman who has it. And so when you look at older people, not all of them have it. I thought this was funny, this Roman statue. This is my daughter. If you look around the eye, I'm just doing this as an example, like with babies and small children. Around the eye, there's like a fatty tissue. There's like a padding. And this doctor, and I'm going to show you another one. These are vegan doctors who don't have this. They have the padding around their eye. They have their tissue and collagen around their eye. And I'm showing this to show you how it's not all vegans, just like Vegetable Police was saying. It's not all vegans. No, of course not. But it's enough of them to be worrisome. Like, all you have to do is go on plant-based news, like I just did, and it's most of them. It is the majority of these long-term vegans. They have this very sunken eye. I mean, it's a very pronounced, it's very clear and evidently sunken eye. So all we're doing is asking why. What's causing this? Why do so many vegans have this? And I would go on a limb and say it's because they are mostly low fat or no fat. And they consume mostly carbs, and so they don't have that fat that they need. So if your body isn't getting essential fatty acids in, it's going to eat them away from the body. So this saying that it's just because you're skinny, well, there's a lot of very skinny people. I point to the Victoria's Secret models that have very, very low body fat. And their body is not eating away around their eyeballs. Like, do you see what I'm saying? And I'd say this is because these models, they eat like eggs. They eat probably lower fat than the typical diet, but they're still getting fat in their diet enough to where their body doesn't need to eat away at tissue. And even if the body is going to eat away at tissue, this is the thing, why the eyeball area would be last. That would be the last place. that your body would go and utilize these essential fatty acids. So that's why it's so worrisome. Why is this happening? And usually it's like skinny fat people. They have a little fat elsewhere usually. So why, I don't know, I'm just asking why, why is the body eating the fat around the eyeball? So, I could be completely wrong. There could be another reason why this is happening. I don't know. I mean, this is just a theory of mine, really. But, like I said, you can go and look at these so many vegans that look like this. And again, it's the high carb community, I would say, the low fat community. And it's almost by default, a lot of them still eat like nuts and seeds and avocados, things like that, probably olive oil. But I don't know, maybe it's not enough. Maybe the body isn't converting it in the same way or well enough, you know what I mean? Another thing that I think supports this theory of mine is if Vegetable Police was right about the keto people having like a puffiness around their eye, if he's right about that, and I think I've noticed it myself when I used to do keto, for the first time I noticed like bags under my eye, not very, very noticeable, but just a little bit. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe with too much fat in your diet, or a very high amount of fat in your diet, you get a puffiness, whereas with low or no fat in your diet, things sort of start sinking inward. So yeah, it's just something to consider. The rest of these are all plant-based doctors, and yeah, like I said, there's just, where's the collagen? Where's the fat? Where's the tissue? And like I said, it's all about the bone structure. Like, it's just sinking inward around that bone structure until there's like a little divot, a little pocket of emptiness.